Hi, and welcome to my virtual interpreter program. My name is Luis Avalos, and I'm a PMC and NRES undergraduate student at Kansas State University. Today, I'll be sharing my knowledge, passion, and love towards Spillway area located at the southeast portion of Tuttle Creek Lake. This area holds a special meaning to me because it holds so many great memories of mine during my time at university, and is another reason why I'll personally and professionally always strive towards protecting our public lands. This area seems very simple at first, but once explored, which we will do, one will find the true beauty which lies within the Great Plains of Kansas. During our time together, we will all embark on individual journeys and discover the things we do not see that are right before our eyes. Now that you know a little bit about what our time will consist of, let's begin our journey. If you are from Kansas, you are most likely aware of the topography of the northeastern side and how it consists of the Flint Hills and the tallgrass prairies. If you are not familiar, we will definitely go into more depth about it later in this program. But for those of you who are familiar, do you know what kind of environment once covered the majority of the Great Plains? If you said a large body of water or sea, you're correct. It's not this one behind me, but we'll get to that later. Let's go back about 253 to 299 million years ago during the Permian Age in Earth's geological history. During this time frame, a large portion of the country was once submerged in a grand shallow sea. The topography quickly changed as, the tectonic plates started to move and other earthly events started to happen. And once the sea resided, it left a very unique hill valley formation. In semi-present times, geologists were able to study this area and identify the primary mineral left was limestone. What makes the hill valleys majorly different from others is the surplus amount of chert, also known as flint, in the limestone. When the shallow seas resided, it left bands of limestone and flint, which essentially gave the area its smooth valley look across this place, which you can see across this body of water right here, all along that side right there. So besides the natural formations just discussed, what other observations, maybe some artificial formations, can you make about the area? I'll give you a second. If you said the dam, you are correct. And more specifically, the Tuttle Creek Dam. Right there. So yeah, once again, let's travel back in time, but this time only to the mid-20th century. The construction of Tuttle Creek Dam began from a government plan to mitigate flooding damage from the Big Blue River, which once flowed north of this side of the dam. The project idea came with a lot of controversy because the Blue River Valley was home to several thousand residents who had ownership of the land area and who farmed for many years. The inundation of 5 towns would occur from the construction and the loss of 55,000 acres. The towns of Garrison, Stockdale, Randolph, Cleburne were against this plan. I mean, so would I be if I lived in this area. But further downstream, the plan was fully supported due to the fact that close to 116 towns, cities, and farmlands experienced past flooding and the Great Flood of 1951. Compared to 55,000 acres of farmland, 1 million acres were and would potentially continue to be affected downstream from the delay of the building of the reservoir. So after the Great Flood of 1951, the construction began and was completed on July 1st, 1962. Besides the construction of Tuttle Creek Dam and the natural formations of the Flint Hills, this area is also home to a very interesting ecosystem. The composition of the Flint Hills, which was discussed earlier in this program, resulted in this area having little to no cultivation practices and only having small areas of grazing. The land area also formed in such a way of a step pyramid, which allowed for shallow soils on the tops. From these soils, the formation of a prairie ecosystem began to occur, but more specifically, the tall grass prairies. This type of prairie once stretched from central Texas to small portions of Canada, but the remaining can only be found in Kansas and a small portion of Oklahoma. The native grasses are big bluestem, switchgrass, and Indian grass, and can reach a max height of 10 feet and roots stretching 15 feet deep within the soils. That's pretty amazing. Native grasses have a significant role in this environment, not only on the surface, but deep within the soils. As mentioned before, the native grasses have roots stretching 15 feet deep within the soils. The large root system in the area help keep soil intact and help prevent major erosion from occurring within the area. This vast underground root ecosystem also provides a network of natural water filtration through the process called percolation. The water filtration system within the grasses also helps stabilize carbon levels through storing organic carbon, which would most likely become greenhouse gases. With a diverse ecosystem of the Flint Hills, the grasses also provide food source for many wildlife species across Kansas, while also providing protection and shelter, and possible shelter. From all the natural and artificial aspects which we observed and discussed today, how would you describe Spillway State Park in 3 words? For me, I would describe this area as beautiful, vibrant, and fascinating. The Spillway area, located at the southeast portion of Tuttle Creek Lake, is located on a very unique natural environment, which cannot be found anywhere else in the world. This area holds the beautiful Flint Hills, home to vibrant native tall grasses, and also an area of historical value. Through this program, I hope I led you to see the true beauty which lies within the Great Plains of the country, and to discover the things that you normally do not see that are right before your eyes. Thank you again for your time, and stay safe.